Hey, 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 it's me, Tiffany, the Budgetista. Can y'all see me? Wait, hold on. I feel like you can't. Oh, you can. Hello. Maybe I might want to have my camera on. Oh, I didn't even get my edges together. Honestly, I literally just ran in the house. Hey, y'all. First, let's check. Microphone check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you see me? Because I see you. I see you in the comments. Getting your life for those of you who are watching live. I just want to make sure that you can hear and see me good. Can you hear and see me good? All right, good. Okay, I think I can hear and see myself. Just let me know. Someone says yes. I no, you can't see me, but yes, you now you can see me. Now you can. Okay, good. So someone just write, I can see you, I can hear you, and then we'll get started. Even though I see myself, I want to just make sure y'all can hear me clearly and you can see me clearly. All right, all right. Okay, okay, good, perfect. All right, so I wanted to teach tonight's class because I have not seen y'all in a while. Usually I have much smarter people. I'm going to be drinking some water throughout just because, it's good for you. I have much smarter people inside the Literature Academy, our Literature Academy experts and instructors than me that teach these amazing classes. But this class in particular, I thought was really going to be a good one because someone, my mentee, reached out to me and asked me this question. And I thought, you know what, this would actually make a really good class. She actually said, is this inside the Literature Academy? And I said, no. She said it should be. And so here's the question, and then I'm going to answer for you. So just know this, I am not shading financial advisors. I'm not. But I am not here to make friends with financial advisors. I'm here to make sure that y'all are good. So if you're a financial advisor, know that you're likely one of the amazing ones. I'm not talking about you. So what my friend asked me, she said, looking for my mentee, I'm looking for a financial advisor, and I think I found one. And here are the terms that he shared with me. And quite honestly, the terms that he shared with her were criminal. And I was like, girl, because I can't remember how much she makes, but it's not a ton of money, a decent amount, but not over six figures. And I said, that you don't need a financial advisor just now, and especially not that one, because he is trying to rob you blind. So I said, let me break down for you the components of a financial advisor, like what they're supposed to be doing and how you can DIY, do it yourself. Okay. There's an echo. Darn it. Is anybody else having an echo? Oh, darn, you're echoing. I don't know how I'm echoing because I shouldn't be. Let me make sure. If one of the oh, okay, I hear myself. My bad. There is an echo. All right, I had my other thing on. My bad. Okay, so it should be no echoing right now because I muted myself. I didn't realize my other thing was on. Yo, I don't be doing these. So no echo. Good. I fixed it. Whatever the echo was. All right. And also too, sometimes you might have two pages open. So I was echoing because I had two pages open. So if you have two pages open, that might be why I'm echoing. All right. So we should be good now. So again, so she told me that she was looking for a financial advisor and that, is this, it was what he was offering good. Well, I'm going to share what he was offering, and then we're going to go through the components of a financial advisor, and then I'm going to show you how you could do it yourself. And if you are going to hire a financial advisor, what you should be doing, how you should be finding them anyway. Okay. Like I said, if it is echoing for you, that means that you have two screens of me open because I've since closed out on my screen. Muted myself on every platform. So that means the echoing is you. You have two Tiffany's up open on your computer or on your cell phone. So leave and come right back. Okay. All right. So the financial advisor that told her not to go with, wanted to charge her. So financial advisors typically paid one of two ways. They get paid, they can get paid a flat fee, right? So some sort of like annual fee or 6-month fee or 3-month fee. Some financial advisors, I honestly, can also be paid hourly. And then the vast majority of financial advisors that I have found get paid a percentage of your portfolio of assets under management. So assets are basically your money under management that they are managing. And so he told her that he was going to charge, because she didn't make much and he was doing her a favor, he was going to charge her 1.7% of assets under management. And then also, from what I remember, there were other expenses like there was like, if you want to meet quarterly or something like that, additional meetings, maybe however many meetings for the year, $3,500. And then to do a financial plan or whatever, maybe an additional $1,200. And there were these other additional fees. And so I'm going to share with you, kind of like what you should expect from a financial advisor and why you can see that was bullshit. Okay. All right. So for those of you who got here, so there should be in the platform where you're watching this, I literally typed this up because I'm like, if you know me, I was a school teacher for like 10 years. I can't just be teaching off the cuff. So I typed up 1, 2, 3 pages of notes. Okay. So here I typed up 3 pages of notes, and it should be connected to like wherever when you came to watch, you logged in at livevirtualacademy.com. I asked them to add these 3 pages of notes for you because this is what I'm going to be referencing. So it's just yours for you to have. You can share it, All right. So 1, here are the 5. What does a financial planner do? They help you with short-term and long-term goals, financial goals. That is the role of a financial advisor. Okay. And 2, here are the 6 components. I am someone who has run through a ton of financial advisors in the last like 5 years. I have probably run through 5 because I have high expectations. I have an expectation whenever I do something, I have an expectation of excellence for myself. And therefore I have an expectation of excellence from anyone that I work with, whether they're part of the unicorn squad, the people that help serve y'all, whether they are, people who I have hired for myself. I have an expectation of excellence for Ask the Expert, experts, instructors. I just keep a high expectation of excellence. And when you don't meet that expectation of excellence, not up in here, then there's no connection left for us. So I was not able to find the right financial advisor for me until recently, until maybe like 6 to 8 months later. So, but these are the 6 components that after running through like 5 or 6 financial advisors, what I have found. 1, they are there. So get your pen and pen out. What you thought? Like I said, we have the notes, but it's always good. You can't see the notes. Can I repost the notes? Absolutely. Let me get you the link real quick. I'm going to put it in the comments. Okay. And then if you're watching this like as a video later, you can like I'm just going to post it here. Here you go. Paste. If you're watching this as a video later, those are the notes. I'm just going to write it again. Notes. So click on it. This is just yours to keep. Feel free to share. I always believe in just sharing. Okay. The notes are not attached. Yep, I just posted it in the comments for those of you watching live. If you're watching the video, the note should be there by now. Like if you're watching this as a replay. Okay. Do y'all get the notes? You see them in the comments? All right. The notes are right there in the comments. Okay. You guys got it now. All right. So here are the 5 components of what your financial advisor should be helping you with, right? For the most part, budgeting and savings, if you need it, that's one component. Write it down. 2, credit and debt management. Okay. 3, insurance. 4, tax strategy. 5, investments. 6, estate planning. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I could get fancy for y'all and share my screen. If you know me, you know I am not exactly the am I sharing my screen? I am sharing my screen. So where are my notes? I don't know how to do things. I swear I know how to do things. I do. Tiffany, how do you run a company? Okay. No, these are the notes. I just want you guys to see. Done. All right, good. So do you see, let me see, full view, full screen. All right, y'all see that? Y'all see that? All right, so these are the notes. I posted links in the comments. I see most of y'all in here anyway. See that number up there, 88? That's how many y'all in here getting nosy with it. So budgeting and savings, credit and debt management, insurance, tax strategies, investments, estate planning. You actually might see me type while we're in here because sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have said this. So here are the 6 components of that your financial advisor or financial planner should be helping you with. Okay. Now, you might not need all of these things, but just know that this is what they should be capable of helping you with. Right now, here's what, if you are going to hire a financial planner, and then I'm going to show you how to DIY it yourself, but if you are going to hire a financial planner, the average cost of a financial advisor, well, I say advisor, because it's different. A financial planner, financial advisor are different. So a financial advisor typically is going to, you're hiring them to manage your assets. Financial planners can do that as well, but financial advisors will sell you specific financial resources like insurance, and financial planners typically do not. So the average cost of a financial advisor, according to Investopedia, is 0.95%. So a little less than 1% of assets under management. Do not pay more than 1%. Do you see why when my mentee said that dude was trying to charge her 1.7%? Bruh, 1.7, let's do the math. I said, I have literally never even heard of 1.7%. I said, he what? Tried it. Okay. So 1.7% divided by 2 is 1.85%. He was going to charge her almost double. So you might be like, well, what's 1.7%? What's the big deal? Okay, you're going to see in a minute. You may pay extra for a financial plan. I've done this before. So sometimes there's like the plan when you first meet is usually around $1,200, maybe $1,500, maybe $1,000, maybe a little less. But just know that that's not abnormal to pay extra for that plan. So that's one, right? But the quarterly meetings, phone calls, and emails should be included. So in that 1%, if you are meeting in person, meaning like if you're going and you're meeting quarterly, 1% is not egregious, right? It's okay. But if you're not meeting regularly, let's just say they're managing, but you're not really regularly, you should be paying less than 1% because you're not really getting their time and attention. And if you are paying your 1%, right, then quarterly meetings, phone calls, emails should be included. He was trying to charge the 1%, 1.7, and then on top of that, am I bright enough? I feel like I'm talking. I need my good lighting. Right? He was trying to charge his 1% plus charge extra for these like meetings and additional things. And I'm like, bro, so you want to get paid on the front end and the back end? No, sir. All right. So a true financial advisor should be well-educated, credentialed, experienced, a financial professional who works on behalf of her. See, this says his. No, we're gonna say her clients as opposed to serving the interests of their financial institution. This is called being a fiduciary. I'm gonna put this in here. Be a fiduciary. Woo, child. Did I spell it right? No, that's okay. That's what this is for. They have to be a fiduciary, right? So that means a fiduciary means that they are supposed to, you can ask, and of course they're gonna say yes, but they're supposed to put what's right and good for you over what's right and good for them. Okay. And then also, so here's why that 1% versus 1.7% is so important. That the average American is going to pay over $100,000 in fees to their financial advisor in a lifetime. Now, Investopedia said the average cost of a financial advisor is about 1%. So if the average cost is about 1% and the average American is going to pay about $100,000, maybe 100, I think it was like $130,000 over their lifetime in fees. If he's charging nearly double, then that means over her lifetime, because she's in her 20s till now, not only she'll pay $100,000 in fees, it's going to add up to maybe $200,000 in fees. So it's not a small thing. Though that extra 0.7%, it's not a small thing. And it sounds small because we think about interest as it relates to like purchasing a car or home. It's like, oh my gosh, 1% is super low. Not when it comes to fees on a financial advisor, because there are already hidden fees that working with a financial advisor. Like, for example, every time they purchase a investment vehicle or whatever for you, there are typically fees involved with that, you know? And so like there's fees for them to manage, fees for them to move your money, fees for them to, you see, so you're paying so many fees over a lifetime. So that 1.7% is egregious. This is why most people don't charge that, because you'll never make any money. And did you know that the average American, I already said that, financial advisors sell investment products and receive bonuses. So that's why you have to also be mindful that here is someone who's supposed to be a fiduciary, meaning they're supposed to put your interest above theirs, but how can they, when I get paid a little bit extra if I give you this investment that's good for me, and this investment is really maybe good for you? Do you see how important that is? It's because if I might not, it might not be in my best interest to sell you the thing that's going to make you the most money. Maybe I want to put you in the thing that I'm going to make the most money in. Okay. And so they work on commission. Look at me, S. I'm be editing while we're talking. Bonuses, Bonuses can be tens of thousands of dollars, and they can be motivated by bonuses versus serving. You know that I'm going to take questions at the end because I'm here in the doc, so I really can't see your comments, but I will read them after. Okay, I promise. All right. So these fees can reduce your retirement. It's like, let's just say you start from the very first job, age 21, right out of college, whoop, whoop. By the time you get to retirement, those fees can reduce the amount of money that you would have gotten by 60%. That's insane. This is why you have to be so mindful with your fees. Okay. All right. And add that to current inflation. So let's do a little bit of math. Right now, the average current inflation right now, I think watching this video, it's like 1.5 this month, but just last month it was like 1.3 and it was a little higher. And it was 2.3 and a little higher. So we're going to say on average, inflation is 2%. So what does that mean? Inflation is the devaluing of your money over time. It means that, see, I told you I'm a unicorn. Somebody sent me this unicorn piggy bank, right? So let's just pretend this unicorn, I bought it, let's just say 10 years ago for $10, right? Woohoo, right? Now, this same unicorn, nothing is new, no bells and whistles, is sold for 15 because over time, your money can do less. You ever notice that? Your grandpa will say, well, back in my day, we bought our house for $25,000. Houses don't sell for $25,000 no more, pop-up, because inflation has made the value of your money less over time. That means your money can do less over time. So by 2%. So if you're losing the value of your money at 2% year after year, and then your financial advisor is taking, we're going to round it up for to make it math easier, 2%. So that means, and then on average, investments, yeah. Oh, on average, investments grow on average to be conservative about 7% a year. So you're losing 2% to the financial advisor, 2% to inflation. So you're down by 4. Investments typically grow by on average 7% a year. So you're coming up 7 only to drop by 4. So there's a 3% spread. 3% is what you darn near can get in an online only savings account, maybe like a year ago. So it's like, why are we doing all this investment for the same amount of money I could have made in the savings account in 2018? Do you see what I mean? That's why that percentage is so important, because you're going to already lose money to inflation. So to also lose money to your financial advisor, is like, you want to protect yourself against fees as much, because there's some fees you just can't, you and I can't do anything about inflation, but we can do things about the fees that we pay to our financial advisors or financial experts. Okay. All right. And oftentimes, many of them are not educated about personal finance. They are salespeople. So you want to be mindful. Do they know? Can they answer your questions? Now, I've had financial advisors that didn't know anything, and I had financial advisors that knew a lot. So not all of them, but especially many of them straight out of college, they don't know. They're there to sell you things. Okay. A good financial advisor is an educator too. If you can't ask 11 questions to your financial advisor, that's not the right one. Now, here's why I made the switch from financial advisor to financial planner, because I have a financial planner now. One, my financial planners don't typically sell any investment vehicles. And what I mean by investment vehicles, or sell anything, meaning they don't sell insurance. Angelique doesn't sell me insurance. Angelique doesn't sell me, she doesn't sell me, what else? Insurance. That's another thing that financial advisor, she doesn't sell me, she doesn't sell me any other investment vehicle. My mind is drawing a blank, right? So Angelique doesn't sell me anything. So I'm actually paying a flat fee for her advice. So my father would say, he who pays the piper determines the tune, meaning whoever is giving you the money, right? For the young ones, whoever paid a DJ get to decide what the DJ play, okay? Meaning that if my financial advisor is getting paid by the financial vehicles, they're going to listen to the people who are selling them the financial vehicles, right? Because I'm not paying them. They're getting a percentage of my portfolio. But my financial planner, Angelique, I pay Angelique. It doesn't matter what financial vehicles I choose for myself. She's just there to give me advice about what she thinks is best. So it's in her best interest just to give me good advice, because I pay her a flat fee. Now, up until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I couldn't afford a financial planner because they're not inexpensive. So a financial planner can be anywhere from $5,000 a year, upwards of $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. They can get pretty expensive. So in the beginning, having a financial advisor, if you can't afford a flat fee with a financial planner, is not the worst thing, unless you want to do it yourself. Okay. So I'm going to look for questions real quick, and then I'm going to show you how you're going to do it yourself. So if you're not sure you need or want an advisor, here's how you can do it yourself and why. When you pay for a financial advisor, I want you to think about it this way. It's like going to the convenience store to shop, right? We all know when you go to the convenience store, milk costs more. Why? If I go to the little store that's around the corner from here, milk is going to cost $1 to $1.50 more. Why? Right? Because of the convenience. I know when I go to that little store around the corner that milk is going to cost more because it's convenient. It's open almost 24 hours a day. It's right around the corner. It's smaller, so I don't have to walk through the aisles. I don't particularly want to food shop at the little store around the corner, because if I food shop there, I'm going to be paying more for the convenience of the time, because they're open 24 hours, and the convenience of the size, and it's just right there. It's located close. Right? It's not that their milk is better or their bread is better, but you pay more for convenience. So what I'm sharing with you, that instead of going grocery shopping at the convenience store, you can go to the butcher, the baker, the farmer's market, the grocery store, and get all that you need. So it's like financial advisor is like going to the convenience store. You spend more money to get the same thing. That I'm going to show you how you can get these things for yourself. And it's more work, but it's going to save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands in your lifetime, depending on how much you make. All right, so let me see real quick. Let me stop the share real quick so I can just peek in on y'all, see how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Let me see how you guys are doing. All right. Okay. Is there a database of financial advisors that you would recommend? There is a database. Somebody gave it to me the other day. I'm going to find it, Elon, and I'm going to post it. Okay. There is a database. Yep. Upwards of 60%. Yep. Hello, everyone. There's something new. I'm just like looking at you, like looking to see what you guys talk about. It's okay if for whatever reason, for those of you who might be having trouble, I see some people say they have inclement weather. Don't worry about it. This is a recording. It's going to record. So, Let's see. You guys are good. Just making sure you guys are good. Okay, good question. Okay, so I just want to make sure you guys are good. Okay, now let's get back to how you can do this yourself. All right, so let's go back. Exit full screen. You would not think I run like 4 companies. I'd be like, how you do things? I'm not used to doing I'm not super techy. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this DIY. Okay, make this a full screen again. Enter full screen. Okay, good, perfect. Okay, so let's talk about how you can do it yourself. I wonder if I should do it like this. I don't like when things get cut off like that. Not like that. You know what? Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go back for those of you who are watching. All right, so here's how you can do it yourself. So remember I told you the 5 components of financial advisor: budgeting and savings, credit and debt management, insurance, tax strategies, investments, estate planning. Okay. Well, here's some DIY free or low cost alternative to do those 6 things. Are you ready? Let's go. You know what? Maybe I should just put this on. Would that be weird if I put this on the other page? Because I don't like the fact. No, but then you guys won't see it. I should have like worked all this out before. I don't like. Yeah, I don't like that fact that it was like cutting off, but whatever. I'm just gonna do this because I don't want you guys not to be able to see it. And it's still giving me that trouble. Oh, either way, we're here now. So budgeting and savings. Some advisors charge extra for this, which they should not, but you can pay for a financial coach like Ash Cash at an hourly rate. As a matter of fact, let's do this right now. We're gonna go to I am Ash Cash, okay? So Ash Cash is one of my go-to favorite financial educators. I don't do one-on-ones anymore, but Ash does. He's an expert inside the Literature Academy. He's amazing, and he does one-on-ones. So I'm going to actually copy and paste that. You can go contact him here. Contact him here. Okay. All right. Tell them Tiffany sent you. That's literally like my brother from another mother. Okay. So also too, when it comes to budgeting and saving, hello, you're inside the Literature Academy. Hello. You have all the tools. I have personally taught a number of budgeting classes inside the Literature Academy. I have one for if you have an inconsistent income. I mean, you have all the tools here inside the Literature Academy. We have the savings edition of the Literature Challenge inside the Academy. So you don't need to pay anybody to get you to budget and save, but you really feel like you need a little bit more handholding. Like I said, Ash Cash is awesome to be able to do that for you. So that's one of the components that typically a financial advisor will help you with, budgeting and saving. But like I said, you're here, you're already paying for the Literature Academy. Take advantage of the budgeting and saving tools there. Okay. 2, debt and credit management, right? So here's the thing. And I know some financial advisors are like, oh, I can help you with your debt and credit management. You know who else can help you with your debt and credit management? The National Foundation for Credit Counseling. They're the most trusted nonprofit financial counseling organization. You can get out of debt in 24 to 60 months. So that's like 2 years to 5 years, maybe sooner. And you're going to go to nfcc.org. I don't know why this is a part. .org. Watch, I'm actually going to take you there. Take you there. Why does it want to do that? Okay. We're gonna go to NFCC. See, that's what happened. You and me, we could just pop in. Okay. So if you've been impacted by COVID-19, our team is here to help. Oh, you are. I have been suggesting people to the NFCC for like the last 10 years. They are dope.com. They are nonprofits, meaning they're not here to make no money off you. Sometimes they do have like a sliding scale. And look, you can speak to someone here. You can call directly. I love that. Nonprofit debt management is a smart choice to paying off your debt. For-profit debt management, they're letting you know here why bankruptcy, why you should go with them before you go with bankruptcy or before you go with for-profit debt management. Right? Can improve your credit health. They can do that. Lowers interest rates. They can do that. Bankruptcy can't do that. Stops creditor calls. Now they can do that, and so can bankruptcy. One easy monthly payment. Now here's the thing, like I said, it's either free or low cost. Sometimes I think last time I checked, it was like on a sliding scale, but very reputable. Sometimes you guys ask me, oh, should I work with like some law firm that you guys always ask me about? And I'm like, I don't know them, right? But I do know NFCC, and they are very reputable. It's a nonprofit. And they are, like I said, I've been sending people here for like the last 10 years with no issue or problems, no tax or legal concerns, bankruptcy, because meaning that sometimes what happens is that when you get debt forgiven, you owe taxes on it, but the NFCC helps you with that, provides financial education for long-term success, BAM, offers affordable solutions. So like I said, last time I checked, it was, there was some sort of sliding scale, okay? So you can schedule a session and ask questions, They help people with debt, first-time home buyers, student loan borrowers, military veterans, small business owners. I mean, come on now. They even have one-on-one financial coaching, right? So you can find a financial coach now. Like I said, I vouch for Ash Cash because he is amazing. I have not used the financial coaches here. I'm sure they're awesome as well, but I would go Ash Cash. But anyway, but still, this component tackles the credit and debt management component of you working with a financial advisor. So they might be like, I can help you budget and save. You're like, I'm inside the academy. I have those resources at my fingertip. Literally, the Budgetnista taught me how to budget and save. If I do need some coaching, I can reach out to Ash Cash. Oh, financial advisor says, I can help you with your debt and credit management. It's only going to cost you, I can go to nfcc.org, accredited nonprofit organization that provides free or low cost assistance with that. So why again? Okay. All right. So now let's move on to insurance, right? I don't like that that's separated. I'm sorry. I'm like really particular when it comes to like how things are supposed to lay out. All right. So insurance. So here's the part that this is what kind of makes me a little angry about financial advisors, because the financial advising industry has pushed this notion that insurance is investment. It is not an investment. Life insurance, I want you to type that in for me on this Sunday. Type in life insurance is not an investment. I don't even know. They good. Here's I don't know why we have believed that life insurance investment. I was telling this to my mentee and I said, so she says, well, what happens if I get my life insurance and then I don't use it? It just disappears. I said, you mean if you don't die? Sis, hallelujah. Let's hope you don't. Let's hope you outlive your life insurance. That's like saying, what happens if I get my car insurance and I don't get in a car accident? We clap. Do you expect your car insurance company to give you back your money? No, because you understand that it's insurance and that's how insurance works. Do you expect that your homeowner's insurance is supposed to give you back? Oh, there was no fire. Darn it. Oh, there was no flood. Oh, man. No, you don't expect that money back. And you don't expect to tap into it. You don't look at your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your pet insurance. You're not like, oh, Fluffy didn't die. What do I do? They keep that money. That's how insurance works. It's a risk management tool, right? It's a risk. You all okay, right? Risk management tool. That is what insurance is for. What does that mean? A risk management tool. That means there is a risk for something happening that you might not have the lump sum to manage. And so you put money, smaller portions of money aside for it. So if that thing does happen, that the entity that you've given that money to will take care of it, that lump sum. It's a risk management tool. It is not an investment, right? You don't expect return investment on anything else, right? No. Okay. So whole life. So this is typically the debate. There's different types of insurance, but for the sake of argument, we're going to talk about the two main ones: whole life and term. Whole life is not worth it for the average person. Whole life insurance is that insurance they tell you, well, it's an investment. You can tap into that cash value, girl. But there's so many stipulations for that. Whole life is only good for one person, the person that sold it to you. The commissions they get on whole life, sis, if only you knew, if you only knew the commission a financial advisor gets on whole life. Whole life is not good for, almost, there might be a small population. This is what my financial advisor, Angelique, told me, that the smallest, so they'll tell you, oh, the uber wealthy have whole life. They're not wealthy because they have whole life, because they're wealthy. That super wealthy, whole life for this small population might make sense for them. But for us, because if you are that wealthy, I highly doubt you're inside the Literature Academy. I'm not that wealthy, and I'm a baby millionaire. Okay. So whole life is not worth it to the average person. You don't need it. According to some, because they'll tell you whole life is such a great investment. Is it? According to Consumer Reports, read it. I wrote it here. The average return on a whole life insurance policy yields 1.5% on investment every year. 1.5%. You know what? Let's see. We're going to do this. No, we're going to do this. Magnify money. Let's see what savings accounts are yielding. So that whole life that they said is such a good investment. Let's see. Savings accounts. Let's see what they're yielding. Magnify money is my favorite go-to place to find a bank account. Oh, look at it. Look at this. Credit union, deposit $1, it's yielding 2%. Let's see, NASB yielding 1.97%. Elements, First Foundation, CFGI, Prime Alliance Bank, CIT Bank, HSBC, VO Bank. Almost everybody is yielding the same, if not more, than what your whole life insurance policy, meaning that like you could just put your money in a savings account, an online only savings account, that you're going to be getting that same investment back. Do you see what I mean? The lies, right? So whole life insurance policy, it's not a good investment. You're not going to get this tremendous yield a year. The whole life is also too expensive. Take a look at this. Look at this. I want you to see. I'm about to highlight this because this is like, you see, they be getting me hot. Whole life is too expensive. Example, a healthy 30-year-old man with a $1 million policy. He says, hey, I want a $1 million policy for whatever reason, right? Whole life will cost him $850 a month. Term is going to cost him under $30 for a healthy, non-smoker, non-wild, whatever dude. Isn't that crazy? You can get a $1 million policy. You can pay $850 or you can pay $300. You can pay $30, under $30. Hello? I'm saying this from someone, for example, like I got my policy. I got a policy when I was 26 years old, a term policy. I have And I have a 20 something term policy. And so it's $300,000. And I bought it when I was 26 and I paid $21 a month to this day. Okay. All right. Now here's the thing about whole life that they don't want to tell you. All this is an investment. That's why you put the $850 so you can get your investment. Right? If you want to cancel your whole life policy, you forfeit most of what you put in. Because after a while, imagine right now, you were like, you started the $800 a month policy when you were 30, let's just say. And you're like, I'm good, I make good money, whatever. And now pandemic happens. Now you don't have that $850. I can't afford it. You know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to forfeit all of that money. So let's just say you are now 40 years old. The pandemic hits. You don't put $850 times 12 months. That's $10,200 a year times 10 years. You don't put $102,000 into your whole life policy only for a pandemic to hit or you to lose your job and you can't afford it anymore. Now you forfeit most of what you pay and receive what's called a surrender value, which is next to nothing compared to what you put in. And guess what? The company that you paid into gets to keep the rest, and they're counting on it. You want to know why? According to the Society of Actuaries, 45% of whole life insurance policyholders surrender their policy within the first 10 years, meaning they keeping most of your money. That means they know most people can't keep up with this expensive rate. They're hoping that you forfeit. They're hoping that you put in $30,000, $40,000 and be like, dang, I can't afford to keep going like this. And then you cancel it and they're like, thank you for the $40,000. And then now you're not insured anymore. With term, okay, that $130,000. So even if with the pandemic, you're likely that you might still be able to keep up with $30 a month. So $120,000 is what you put in 10 years. Let's do the math. If it was term, $30 a month times 12 months, that's $360 a year times 10 years. That's $3,600. $102,000. $3,600. You're likely to be able to keep up with your term policy. Okay. So I tell people to get that life insurance component of your financial advisor. They're likely going to want to try to sell you whole life anyway. You're going to want term. They don't want to sell you term because they don't make no money off term. Okay. All right. So if you want it, like I said, you want to cancel your whole life. Where am I? Okay. So whole life insurance pays the financial advisor, like I said, a huge commission. And that's why I have so many financial advisors that will lean into me and be like, oh, no, you should really get whole life. Guess who told me I don't need whole life? My financial planner. Want to know why? Because she doesn't sell life insurance. She was there to give me advice based upon the insurance I already had. She said, these are the insurance companies you have, Tiffany. She asked me to send her my agreements, whatever, with them. And she read through them and said, tell this one, this one, this one, this. I wasn't paying her to get me insurance. So that's what I like about financial planner, because I'm paying for advice. I'm not paying you to sell me stuff, which is what many times happening, not all the time, but many times that's what's happening with the financial advisor. Okay. So you might ask yourself, well, what do I do? How do I find insurance? So here's how. I'm gonna take you there. This is a great website called Policy Genius. This is what I like about Policy Genius. Policy Genius. First of all, get into it. What I love about Policy Genius, you can find any type of policy out there. When Obamacare first came out, and I was like, I don't know what this is talking about. I went to Policy Genius, and you put in, there's life insurance, homeowners, renters, auto, health, pet, disability insurance. You put in your things here. So you might say life insurance, right? And then you could shop the marketplace, get unbiased advice, buy with confidence. So you'll get started and you're going to put in all of your things, right? So I'm not going to start now, obviously, right? This is my first time buying life insurance. I'm shopping for additional or supplemental life insurance. Maybe you have life insurance through your job. I need to replace my current policy. But remember, you're looking for term. Okay. So your financial advisor is like, well, where are you going to find life insurance? You got to go through me. No, I don't. I can go through Policy Genius. Your financial advisor is going to hate me, boy. They going to hate me. And I don't care. If you do right by people, you ain't got to worry about me coming for you. Copy. Don't mind me. I'm just putting this here because I forgot to put the link, because y'all have the Okay, Policy Genius. Okay, so like let's do a little recap before we keep going. Remember, I said these are the right. These are the 6 components that your financial advisor typically brings to the table. I'm showing you how you can do it yourself. You can go to the convenience store and go food shopping, or you can go to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Some of y'all are too young to even know what I'm talking about. That's a little nursery rhyme, right? And so, although is it a little bit more work? Ooh, child, yes. Is it a little bit more work? Absolutely, but it's worth it because one, once you learn something, no one can take that away from you. Like my dad would always say, they could take away your money, they could take away your house, they could take away, but they can never take away knowledge. Once given is the one thing that no one can ever take back. So it's good for you to know how to do these things yourself, even over time, if you hire someone, a financial advisor or financial planner. Because when I talk to Angelique, we be like, and then, like we go toe to toe. Because I have enough experience of trying to do it myself that I'm like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? Or what about that? Okay. So I want you to, at least, even if you don't do it yourself, you should know the basics of what they're doing for you. So budgeting, we took care of that, right? I said, you're inside the academy, take the lessons of how to budget, or if you really need some help, and Ash Cash. Basically, you're looking for a financial coach there who can help you with your budgeting and savings plan. You should be working with them for 10,000 years. It might be 5 sessions, might be 6 months. I wouldn't work with somebody for more than a year for budgeting and saving. Honestly, a few months in, they should have you on an automated system anyway, okay? Credit and debt management, we talked about that, right? With credit and debt management, you can go to nfcc.org, right? That is the National Foundation of Credit Counselors. Boom, okay? No excuse. Boom, next. Insurance, you're like, I need insurance, I need insurance. Let me say something. You know, yes, you do need insurance, but I said term, and go ahead on and head yourself on to Policy Genius and term it up, okay? Okay, all right. Now, here's the thing about when you're getting term, because you're like, how much should I get? Everybody don't need life insurance. Remember, people will tell you you need life insurance. I hate when they tell you to get life insurance on your baby. People will tell you you need life insurance. Oh, get on the baby. The baby is you're gonna get cheap life insurance. Okay. The purpose of life insurance is that if you are no longer here, how will your family that you are supporting continue to live? Does the baby have a family? Is the baby married with children? Does the baby have a baby? No. Does the baby have debt? No. So meaning that I am married and I have a bonus daughter, Supergirl, that's what I call her, nickname Supergirl. So if I were to pass away, and let's just say I made $100,000 a year, then you want to, on average, be able that your family for 10 years can continue to support themselves when you're no longer there. So I would say $100,000 times 10 years, is that $1 million, right? That's $1 million, right? Let me make sure I'm clear. $100,000 times 10 years is $1 million. So I would look for $1 million policy. So that way, the money that I'm bringing in year after year, now that I'm deceased, unfortunately, that my family for 10 years can continue on as if I'm there still financially. That's one. And on top of that, you also ask yourself, are there any debt that I would leave behind, even in debt? There's some debt that's not erased with debt. Your credit cards don't care that you're not here no more. Some of your student loans, private student loans, don't care that you're not here no more. So if you have debt and you have a family that depends on your income, that's when you need life insurance, right? And so, or like if you know that, I mean, like, you know, there are people who, you know, that your family might not be able to pay for your burial. You can get a small policy for that as well. So let me just do that. If family, because I'm like, you know, I get it. If family would not be able to afford burial. You can see I'm not a good speller. Okay. If your family. Okay. If your family would not be able to afford your burial. Okay. Now these are the reasons why that you would have to, that I would say life insurance would make some sense. Okay. I'm just doing this so that way it's like, I tell you, like I'm a stickler for stuff like that. Okay. Now, I got my first policy when I was 26. Why? Because at 26, I said, I had just graduated with my master's. I said, and I had private student loan debt. I knew if I pass away, this $50,000 wasn't going to pay itself. They're going to be looking like, Didn't your daddy co-sign? It's gonna go against your estate, right? Like somebody got to pay this debt. So that's one. Two, I bought a condo when I was 26 and it was 220. So now I have $50,000 plus 220. That's 270. I was like, okay, that like I would leave behind a $270,000 burden should I pass away now at 26. So it's time for me. I've been on it. Y'all like 26. Yes, I was on it with my finances. It's time for me to get life insurance. So I went out and I got a $300,000 policy to cover the house and the student loan debt that I would leave behind. And I put my parents as the main beneficiaries, and then like my sisters, right? So they could cover that. So that's what I did. If I was 26, but I wasn't married at 26, I didn't have kids at 26, I didn't have any of those things. If I didn't have a house and a student loan debt, I had no need for life insurance. I know some people will argue otherwise, but it's best for you to put that money elsewhere, because you getting life insurance to like what? So your sisters can have $500,000 when you pass away, although you're not leaving any debt behind or any financial burden behind. I'd rather you use that money toward life now if someone is not going to be negatively affected financially by you not being here. Okay, so that's how you figure out how much you need when you go to policygenius.com, but they'll guide you as well. Okay. All right, next on the docket, 4, tax strategies. Oh, what did I even have? Oh, I forgot number 6. Y'all was bugging today. Woo, child. Well, you about to just see me on the fly. I forgot number 6 is estate planning. I knew it. I was typing this today and I was like, something's missing, but we're going to talk about it. All right, tax strategies. Now, they say your financial advisor can help you with tax strategies only if your financial advisor is versed in taxes. So my financial planner, Angelie, actually has her CP. She's also a CPA, meaning she's a certified public accountant. So she has her degree in accounting. She also has her degree in financial planning. So a lot of financial advisors, I can help you with tax strategies. Yeah, maybe. But unless they are been in the game for a while or have degrees in accounting, then they might not be the best person to help you with your tax strategy. So, and you might not have complicated tax strategy. So an accountant that you meet with once a year to when you do your taxes is likely more than enough, right? So I have more complicated taxes now because I have, 4 businesses, right? For example, when I first started, when I was in my late 20s, I went to who's my now accountant, now Carlos, my big accountant. And because I have a couple accountants in my life. My CFO is an accountant, and as is Angelie, my financial planner is an accountant. But I call Carlos my big accountant because he does all my businesses, right? He does my tax returns and for all my business. He also offers like business tax advice. So when I first came to Carlos, I didn't have a home. I didn't have kids. I was like, Carlos, I want you to do my taxes. I heard you're so good. He said, do you have a home? No. Do you have kids? No. Do you have a business? No. TurboTax. He said, why would you pay me all this money? TurboTax. You have very easy tax return. I said, okay, I see you. Then I said, Carlos, I got me a home. He said, guess what? Still TurboTax, because you're going to pay a lump sum fee for TurboTax. You can split that with your friend and all of y'all use that one TurboTax on your computer. Okay. So I'm sharing that to say that oftentimes, if you have a very simple financial life, you don't need to spend a ton of money for someone to coach you through your taxes. As you start to add, maybe you have, now you have children, a home, and a marriage. Okay, now you need an accountant, especially if you have a business. Now, even if you don't have children, you're married. If you have a business, then you definitely need an accountant. Accountants don't have to cost a ton of money. They might be a couple of $100 a year for when they do your taxes. And so you're going to want to, save all, like literally, I'm not like super, literally I have this envelope that I keep. Something came in here. It's extremely urgent. I don't know, paycheck. I think my payroll paycheck. So literally every time I was getting some tax papers, that was for Carlos, I just stuffed them in here. I was like, and I keep it in my drawer. I'm not super organized, but at the end, I'll literally bring it to Carlos and I'll be like, Carlos, here's my, and he figures it out, right? So I share all that to say that like it's nice if your financial advisor or planner has a tax background, but ultimately, even with Angelie being a CPA, she still defers to Carlos. Like, well, what does Carlos say? Because at the end of the day, he is the big accountant for me. So finding an accountant is going to be a good idea if, especially like I said, you have more complicated taxes, and just complicated meaning like you have maybe a home, and even then that's not terribly complicated, but maybe you're married, a home, but especially if you start a business. Okay. So that's a component that financial advisors might help you with, but you can piecemeal that as well. And honestly, even if you had one that did help you, I would still say you need an accountant anyway. All right. 5 target date funds. Okay. So investments. This is what my financial advisor does. Right? Here's the thing. To get started with investing, you likely have your 401k, and you should also look into, this is when I would reach out to an Ash Cash for a little bit of coaching on this, because you want to make sure that you can't overgive to your retirement account, right? So when it comes to investing, if you don't have a retirement account, when you don't have a retirement account at work, or maybe you've maxed it out, you want to know what's the maximum amount of money that you could put into retirement for the year that you're in. And you don't want to overdo it, because you put in too much, there's penalties for that. So finding out what that is. And if you know you don't have a retirement account at work, let's just say you don't have a traditional IRA or 401k at work, then you might be able to open up, or you can still likely open up a Roth IRA. And so a Roth IRA is a retirement account where you put in after-tax money. A traditional retirement account or 401k is where you put your money before taxes, meaning they say you make $50,000 a year, but you don't get all your 50 because you put up $8,000 a year before you even get your money. You put in your 401k, let's just say, right? Whoop, whoop. So you put in $8,000 a year and you max out your 401k at work. And so the government doesn't tax you on the 50,000 that you said that you made. The government will now tax you on 42,000, because there's a benefit to putting up your money before taxes, that you get to lower your current tax rate, right? So that's a traditional IRA or a 401k or 401b. It's just a traditional retirement account. But a number of years ago, they came up with something called a Roth IRA. That means you get your money and then you put it into a retirement account. Now that is called a Roth IRA. Those retirement accounts are called Roth IRAs. And the benefit there is that it's already been taxed, because that's your take-home pay, and it's allowed to grow tax-free. And then when it's time to withdraw your money, when you're 59 and a half, 60 years old, you don't have to pay taxes on it again, even though it's grown. When you take your retirement money from your 401k or your traditional IRA, you have to pay taxes on it later, because you didn't pay taxes on putting it in. So it's like traditional retirement account, 401k, whatever, is you get your benefits now. Roth IRA, you get your benefits later. You could do both. I'm just letting you know the difference, okay? I'm saying all that to say that you can use a target date fund to basically do what a financial advisor would basically be doing for you. And they are much cheaper to manage. It's something called an expense ratio. Expense ratio, I'm actually gonna italicize that. Right? The expense ratio is the fee to manage your money. Right now, Vanguard, which is one of my favorite brokerage accounts, Vanguard's a brokerage account. Is that what they call it? Yes. Vanguard. So think of Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, right? So right now, their cost to manage your money is 0.1%. Dude said 0.7%. Let's do the math. Actually, you know what? No, let's do the math, right? How many times 0.7 divided by 0.1? It goes into it 17 times. So you can use Vanguard and pay 17 times less than dude who was trying to get my mentee to invest with him. Hello. And there's a study that they've done. They do it over and over and over again, that they have found that these kind of automated accounts do better than a person manipulating your money, meaning that Vanguard is more likely to come out ahead. Vanguard, Charles Schwab, Fidelity is more likely to come out ahead and still get you your average rate of return versus your financial advisor. So you're paying someone, and let's just say, forget him because he was crazy. Let's just say it's 1%, right? So 1% divided by 0.1%, 10 times more. So you can pay someone, the average financial advisor who's not trying to rip you off, 10 times more to manage your money, or you can look into something called a target date fund. So a target date fund is this. It is a collection of investments, usually stocks, or not always, because there be bonds too. So it's a collection of it's an investment deal where they collect these investments together and you pick a target date. So a target date, for most people, they pick the date, the year they want to retire, but some people use a target date fund to save for a house or a wedding or whatever. So whatever target, your target date is the date that you want to withdraw your money. And usually target dates happen, I would say, every it's like every 5 years. So you might pick 2030, 2035, 2040, or 2045. You see what I mean? So if you know you want to retire at 2032, you might pick 2035 or 2030 in order for your target date fund. That's when the fund, your target date will come to your full maturity. So what that means is this, is that you put your money in a target date fund. Like I said, to start, I like Vanguard because they have the average industry expense ratio from last time I checked is 0.6. Vanguard is 0.5. So Vanguard is still like 5 or 6 times cheaper than the average fund account, right? And so what I really like about target date funds is that they rebalance your investments automatically. So what that means is this, is that the target date fund knows that you have put a target date in for 20 years from now. So right now, the target date is like, oh, we out here wilding, shoot, we got 20 years, shoot. That means it's going to be invested in risk and more aggressive, I don't like the word risky, and more aggressive investments the longer you have before you're going to pull your money out, AKA your target date. So risky, risky, risky. Every year, it gets more and more conservative until you up on your target date. It's like, oh, we about to close money out in a year. So the more and more your money will become more and more conservatively invested on purpose, because it knows it's going to rebalance for you. Like a lot of times your financial advisor is doing the rebalancing if they get to it, okay? Which they should. But with a target date fund, it's a system that they use, right? And a lot of financial advisors are using systems too, meaning like they're paying you so much more to do what a target date fund will do for you for Vanguard 0.01% as of today, right? And so if you don't know anything else, you can open up what they call, Vanguard has a total stock market target date fund. That means it invests in an index fund that mirrors the stock market. I believe this one is the S&P 500. Don't quote me. I'd have to Google, right? So that means as the stock market goes up, so does the target date fund. As the stock market goes down, so does the target date fund. But know that this over a 20-year period, the stock market is going to go up on its way, dipping up and down. So this is what the stock market looks like. It looks like this: up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So you see, even though it dips and goes up and down, it's still climbing in the dip. Like right now, if you're watching this April 2020, we are in the dip, but we are still higher than we were 30 years ago. You see what I mean? So so it's natural for an economy to go up and down on its way up. Okay. And so, like I said, with a target date fund, it's like almost like putting money in your savings account. Every pay period, you can just put your money in your target date fund. So you could choose a target date fund that's actually a retirement account. You might choose and say, I want to open up a retirement account target date fund with Vanguard, or you could choose retirement account that's just or you could choose a target date fund that's just an investment account. So there's no tax benefits or whatever. This is why I say you likely want to talk to like an Ash Cash about, well, how much can I put in? If you want to make sure, like someone like me, I make too much to qualify for a Roth IRA, but I might not know that. So having a financial coach to say, how much is your hourly rate? There's actually someone else too. Her name is Amy. I should have put her on here. Ash Cash is also awesome. And also her name is Amy Irving. I'm going to find it. I'm going to put her name on here too, because she's really awesome too. Amy Irving, I think, but I'm going to find her. And I'm going to put her website here too. She's really great. She's actually an instructor inside the Literature Academy. So having a financial coach is a good idea to call and have those conversations with, like, I'm going to put my money in the target date fund. Am I eligible for a Roth IRA? Have I maxed out? What's the amount of money? Okay, an hour call, you pay for the hour, and then you go about your business. And and put your money in your target date fund and let it do what it do, let it do what it do. But like I said, I would start with a Vanguard Total Stock Market Fund. And next one, there's a great book called the guy who actually started Vanguard. His name is John Bogle. He is passed, he's since passed, but John Bogle wrote this book called Boglehead's Guides to Total Market Investing. Let me see. I'm gonna find it for y'all. And I'm gonna pull my affiliate link because hello, if you're gonna buy it, you might as well buy it with mine, okay? I just pulled it up for the other day. Bogleheads. I'm gonna put it on here for y'all. It's a quick little book. Why is it 3 to 3 how simple portfolio 3 market index fund outperform most invested less risk. Okay, here is I'm trying to figure out which one I'm gonna give y'all. That one was like a little bit complicated. I'm gonna do this one. Copy. I'm gonna put it right here. Book. This is a book that really helped me. Honestly, he's just gonna tell you what I just told you in like 5 minutes, but sometimes it's good to read it. It's like not even an hour read. Super easy. Okay. So book resource. See me this on the fly because that's how my brain works. And I spell resource wrong. I'd be tripping. Okay. All right. And also too, if you're like, oh, I don't know about this target date fund business you're talking about, Tiffany, well, there's something called robo-advisors you can look into. Well, robo-advisor, you heard of Acorns, Betterment, Wealthfront. Literally, you go to Acorns or Betterment or Wealthfront, you fill out an investment profile. Like I'm this age. They're going to ask you, they're going to try to figure out your risk tolerance, and you just put money in every month and they just invest for you. They're not going to be investing likely in target date funds, but they're going to be investing in mutual funds and things for you on your behalf based upon your risk tolerance. So I'm just saying this is an alternative to working with a financial advisor if you're like, you can't find one or you can't afford one, because just check every one of them has their own fees. So just check the fees on Acorns, Betterment, Wealthfront, or other robo advisors. They call them robot advisors because like robotic advisors, it's not a person. So it's less money than working with Sarah that might charge you a ton of money, and it's going to invest similar to how Sarah's going to invest for you, but there's nobody for you to talk to, basically. That's why I say having a financial coach on hand for an hourly, like, and you're paying hourly, like, hey, I have these questions that I want to ask you. And they're like, yep, shoot. Okay. And then last but not least, which I forgot to write, and I just thought I was so clever today, estate planning. Now, your financial advisor, remember we have it up here, might help you with estate planning. But the truth of the matter is the best play to go for estate planning is an attorney. So this is the one thing that's not going to be inexpensive, typically. But your financial advisor is likely not going to do estate planning anyway for you. Attorneys do estate planning. They're likely going to suggest and maybe an attorney for you, which is nothing wrong with that. But like we actually have, what, somebody in here typing? I'm like, come on now, don't start typing in here. We actually have our attorney, our estate plan. Well, I don't know, attorneys can't practice in every state, but we have Tony Moore of Legally Chic, So she does all of my lawyering. I spelled legally wrong. And she's awesome. That's my father. She's awesome. But I think we have an estate planning class inside the Literature Academy. I'm almost positive. But so your financial advisor is not going to do it for you anyway, because an estate, like you need an attorney to draft up your estate plan and to do that. So this is probably this is the most expensive component, but you're going to have to pay for that anyway. And attorney. Okay. And attorney. Okay. LRA expert and lawyer. I'm just typing this so I don't forget. Tony Moore, Legally Chic. Okay. So, and I'll find her website for you and post it in there later. So here are the components. We don't even need this highlighted like this, but do you see how you can do these things yourself? So even if you are looking for a financial planner and a financial advisor, knowing how to do those things yourself is still always good. So if you remember at the convenience store, if you hand over all of your whole financial life to someone, you're gonna pay a premium, and in the end, you're gonna lose so much money. You might as well have to put your money in a savings account. It is going to be better for you if you don't you know, like you do these things yourself. And then when you have enough to pay a financial planner, that's great. But even if you don't have enough to pay a financial planner, is that you, Tamara, in here? Oh, so, recommended by, oh, look at Tamara in here. Like she's adding things to the document. If you don't have, you know, like you're like, I don't necessarily need a financial planner, having a financial coach that you can work with hourly from here to there, it might be 2 hours a year and maybe it's $50 an hour. You're like, you know, I have a question about that. Let me see what Ash Cash or Amy got to say. Okay. Okay. I hope this was helpful. I'm not going to take some questions. How do I go back to where y'all are? Okay. I stopped live streaming, right? Good. Okay. All right. Let's see. Great questions. She said, "Why is there an anonymous dunk editing the document?" Oh, Rena, that was that's probably Tamara, the manager of the Literature Academy. I was like, "Wait, who's editing the doc?" No, that's because I gave y'all the non-edited, editable version. So she's just adding the things that I was talking about. All right. She said, "Oh, I'll say, Sade, this was awesome. Truly, I love my financial podcast, but this was a wealth of information. You're welcome. How much do attorneys usually charge? I don't know. I can't remember what Tony told me. I don't know that. You know what? Yeah, I don't know how much attorneys usually charge. That's actually a good question. This is the reason why you're inside the you know, we have our right now our Facebook group. You can always tag Tony and ask, but it probably ranges, quite honestly, by how extensive your estate is. Like, are you looking for a trust? Are you looking for a are you looking for, like, there's all these different components. So I'm assuming obviously the more expensive than the component, it might be a few hundred to a few $1,000s. I don't remember what the rate that Tony like told me at the time, but like I said, it's different. Also, it could be different state to state. But I have, like, for businesses, I need to do a succession plan because if something happens to me, who gets the business? How does that work? So mine is not going to be inexpensive. But if you have children, especially with that, you want to make sure that, you know, when your property goes from you to whoever in your family or friends, whatever you want it to have, that it's a smooth transition. And that's what estate planning allows you to do. Okay. Can I borrow from my retirement plan to invest in Vanguard? I wouldn't. 101 car. Because you have, I'm assuming you mean your 401k. No, I mean, you can open up a Vanguard account. You can open up just a regular investment account. So there's retirement accounts that have the tax benefits, and there's just regular investment accounts, you know, meaning like you can open up, I can put like my retirement account. I think the maximum amount of money you can put in retirement. Let me look it up. I'm almost positive 6,000 max. I'm gonna type it up. Max you can put in a Roth IRA in 2020. Yep, I was right. It's $6,000 in 2020. That's the maximum amount you could put in a Roth IRA. But let's just say you're like, woohoo, I've been a really good saver. I want to put $10,000 away. Well, you can put your 6,000 in your Roth IRA and max that out. But then the other 4,000 can be in just a investment account. You can put as much money as you want in an investment account, right? Okay. You guys have so many. This is so good and right on time. Oh, good. Rakisha said this was so good and right on time. I just contacted someone for life insurance and they told me whole life. Of course she's telling you whole life, Rakisha, because she about to get banked off that whole life. She gets paid. Imagine Rakisha paying $800 a month. I don't know what percentage of commission, but they continue to get paid off that as long as you continue to pay. Of course she's gonna say whole life. Whole life ain't, it's not good for nobody but the person selling it and the company that's selling it. Okay. How do we get the edited notes? They're in here. So the good thing, Karima, is as you're watching, the reason why the notes are being edited is because I use something called Google Docs. It is free with a Gmail account. And what it is that as I edit, that link that you have automatically edits too. So I did it on purpose so I can go back in as I think of things and I can edit things. And so I don't have to send you the updated version or nothing. As soon as I press enter, that your link is the updated version. Not even as soon as I press enter. Like if you were in there watching, then you'll see, like, let's just say if you were like, you would have clicked the link now, you could actually see me typing. That's what's so great about Google Docs is that as I remember things and I add things on, you will always have the most updated version. Google Docs is thebomb.com. Okay. So, okay, let me see. My position was eliminated. Where should I move my 401k? Who should I contact? So Cheryl, so sorry that your position was eliminated. You might want to do a rollover, to, I mean, you have to choose. You can, I don't know that I would go with my big bank. Big banks can be like the worst, but you can certainly also always even call Vanguard and see if they have um, um, like what retirement accounts they have available, and say that you want to do a rollover. Do not withdraw your money from your retirement account. You have to have a official traditional retirement account do the rollover for you, because if you don't, when you withdraw your money, there's a 10% penalty. And then also too, you potentially will pay taxes on any money that you don't put back into your account. So you don't want to lose money to a penalty. Okay. Um, so let's see. Most definitely helpful. Will there be a replay? Yep, absolutely. There will be a replay. This as soon as the great thing about all the classes inside the Live Richer Academy is as soon as I hang up, it becomes an instant replay. So Andrea, good question. What if you have term life policy and you reach that age? What happens then? The same thing is that if you have, I want you to, when I want you to think of term life insurance, I want you to replace it with car insurance when you say it, so you can understand it's the same. So what if you have car insurance and then you're like, okay, I have a policy, a 1-year policy of my car insurance, and I decide that I want to go from Geico to New Jersey manufacturers. What happens then? It's the same. If I leave Geico, nothing happens. I paid for car insurance, and thankfully I didn't get into a car accident, but that money belongs to Geico. I'm not expecting that Geico got to give me back that money. No, I know that I was paying for Geico in case I were to get into a car accident. Same thing with life insurance. So once that, you can get, I think, up to 35 years. Once it's done, it's like, yay, I'm still alive. Because remember, the purpose of life insurance is to help the people that you are leaving behind financially. So I would get, like, I think like up until like age 45, I would probably I would get, like, if I, like, now I got a life insurance when I was 20 something. And so I'm going to get life insurance again. I'm 40 now. So I'm like, I got to get life insurance again. And I'll get the extent, like I'll get 35 years. So who in my life needs my life insurance to that extent? Meaning that me and my husband trying to have a baby now. So if I have a baby now and I get a 35-year policy, by the time, if I pass away when I'm 80, my child would be 35, 40. You grown. You don't need my policy to live your life. Like, it's not like you're 2 or 4 or 5 and this policy is being used to raise you. Do you see what I mean? So, and yeah, that's really the way term works, that it's like car insurance. If you don't use it because you don't pass, then that's a good thing. Okay. How do I get access? So for those of you asking for access to the Google Doc link, the thing is, what brought you here, if you log into the Live Richer Academy and you're watching this class, how to get your finances in order without a financial advisor, it's there underneath. It's underneath. Okay, like Tamara put it in like the show notes, if you will, of the Live Richer Academy. Okay. I have debt. I need to move, and I need an emergency fund. How much should I be putting toward retirement? So just, it depends. So the way it works with retirement is, ideally, as a woman especially, you want to be setting aside like 15% of your gross income toward retirement. But I know a lot of people can't afford that. So you might be at a place where you could do 1%. And then as it gets a little better, every year on your birthday, you might push it up another percent until you can get to 15%. So you're going to have to prioritize. Sometimes there's times when you can't do all the things. You have to prioritize what is the most important thing that you must do now. You have debt, likely debt can wait. And you said you need to move. So it sounds like there's some sort of emergency there. So I likely would put moving first, right? And then I will be managing my debt as best I can, but I would be prioritizing my retirement over my debt to some degree. Like, I would not pay debt, but I wouldn't be putting all my money toward debt. I would also be putting money toward my retirement, because it is important that you know that it's your younger self's job to look after your older self. Okay. Universal life insurance, that's whole life, right? Elisa, I think so. Is term insurance okay if you have a pre-existing condition? So Allegra, at the end of the day, your insurance company is going to let you know if they're going to insure you or not. But it doesn't hurt to try. You know, there are a myriad of ways for you to have access, because like I said, a whole life, the benefits for whole life are next to nothing, whether you have a disability or not. And for certainly, like, you know, especially if you have a pre-existing condition, I would be looking into term, because if you are bringing income into a home where if something were to happen to you as a result of your disability, that they would need your finances being gone would put them in uh, make life harder, that you definitely want to try to get some insurance. It doesn't hurt to at least get a quote. Okay. Is 20% too much to put into retirement if I have a lot of debt? By the way, I'm 50. No, because you're 50. Why Iglesia, right? Honestly, if you, depending on, are you really far away from your retirement goals? I would definitely be making retirement my number one priority, because debt free is not retirement. It's not wealth. You know who else is debt free? My 4-year-old nephew, Roman. Roman is debt free and broke. So debt free it's not wealth. And doesn't mean that I don't believe in not paying off your debt. I just don't believe in making it the priority. I believe in making growing wealth, saving, budgeting, retirement. I think those are priorities. And your debt is somewhere down here that you manage. But I don't make that a priority, because you can be debt free. And like I said, 4-year-olds are debt free. And so, okay. Let's see. Oh, Caliente Queen. Hola, Sista. Oh, I haven't been doing this for a while. She said she makes a call tomorrow about this here insurance. Let's see. Okay, Renee, I'm 66, single, no kiddos, but I do keep life insurance, or just burial, or do I keep life insurance or just burial insurance? Well, Renee, is there someone who, are you paying a lot for this life insurance? And if you, do you have burial insurance as well as life insurance? I don't know, you might not need both. If you're paying a ton of money for your life insurance, like I said, if you have both, I don't know that you might not need both. Do you have a home though, Renee, that if you weren't here, that mortgage still has to be paid off? Maybe your life insurance is going to cover that. Do you have siblings that maybe you're helping out, that you not being here would put them in financial harm's way? You know, so these are things to consider. Let me see. I'm just looking at some of you guys have so many good questions. Oh my goodness. We should have life insurance for our kids. So yes, Latoya, no, I don't believe that children themselves need life insurance, because children are not contributing financially to a household, right? If a child, God forbid, passes away, them not being there is not going to make the household not be able to afford those bills. So I believe that you should have life insurance. So if you are no longer here, your finances for the next 10 years will still be able to take care of your children. So I don't think that children need life insurance, unless you're in a position where you think that God forbid something should happen to my child, that I won't be able to bury them. I don't think, for the most part, children don't need life insurance. You know, and you'd be better off spending that money. We're planning for death for children. You'd be better off spending that money to plan for life. Put that money toward their college fund. That's what I would prefer for you. Okay. Let me see. Life insurance. I'm just looking at some of the oh gosh, Christina, I don't know. That's a choice for you to make. She said, should you accept your loss with a whole life policy after 19 years and move to term life? Christina, only you know that, to do the math on that. I can't tell you if that's the way to go. Yeah. And for those of you who are saying, I don't see the link in in LRA, when you're inside the academy, refresh. Tamara, the academy manager, is in here. She's just saying refresh, and it should show up at the bottom of the screen. I'm just trying to see so many questions. Like I said, all these are going to be what I'm also going to do too. We're about to for those of you who are watching live. If you're not watching live, you're watching the video, you should clearly be able to see the doc inside the academy. If you're watching live, we're about to mosey on over to the F to the B, on pin to the top of the page. I'm sure Tamara has done it already if she hasn't. Pin to the top of the page. We do this after every Ask the Expert. Pin to the top. It's a little like visual. Usually it's like a book visual. It says resources. And then it'll be a link to watch this again if you need to. And it also will put the Google Doc link, the non-editable Google Doc link, so you can't make edits, obviously, there as well. For those of you who didn't see it, but it's because the link is inside the Academy, but we'll put it there in the Facebook group, okay? Okay, ooh, yes, a lot of questions. You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna have someone, because I think you guys have a lot of questions. I'm gonna have, maybe we'll get an insurance person to come in that's not selling, to talk to you about term and life, because you guys have so many great questions, okay? And I don't want to, like, I'm not an insurance expert. I am just here to share as much as my knowledge as I know, okay? Okay. All right, so let's meet into the Facebook group. Let's mosey on over there, because you guys have so many questions, and I'm like, I don't want this the live stream people watching 10 years from now, like, wrap it up, okay? Okay. Oh, I'm happy you found this too, Darylyn. Let me just make sure. Oh, that's good. So Fideline, doesn't matter if I get life insurance through work or for my own. I'm 25, married, no kids, and not a homeowner. Well, if you're 25 and married, which I would assume that if you're working, that you are contributing to the household. So if you have life insurance to your company, that's great, but you might not be for that company forever. You're 25, and as a 25-year-old young woman, I'm assuming you're gonna be moving place to place. So it's always nice to have you take your insurance with you. And at 25, you can get a very low cost policy. And because you're married, you're contributing to a household. So it will mean that your husband can continue to be good when you're no longer here. So, I mean, it's because you're married, it might make sense for you to get life insurance, even though you don't have a home or children. But that's something you'd have to decide, but you're not in a rush to decide now. But just know that the younger you are, the more inexpensive life insurance will be. Like I said, the marriage part, it makes me think that maybe you should consider getting life insurance. Okay. I should say I have perfect skin. I really don't, but I'll be trying. Do you get copies of the slides? Like I said, Evie, yes, you do. The link is inside the Academy along with this video. It's never too late for you. I see some of y'all are in your beautiful 50s, some even 60s. It's never, ever, ever, ever too late. You are breathing, you are here, you are watching. It is never too late for you. It's never, ever, ever, ever. Don't tell yourself that. I know it can be overwhelming, because you see, like, if you're on social media or online, oh, this one got to be a millionaire when he was 22. This one got to be this when they were 24. This one got to be, they don't tell stories of people who popped off when they were 65, right? But it's true. Those things happen all the time. And the truth of the matter is, more people like get it together later on in life than not. It's just that it doesn't make the headlines because it's not as sexy to say. So I just want you to know that, like, yeah, it's not too late. You're here. You are here. In less than 10 years, I was able to take myself from the bottom to where I am now in less than 10 years. So think about that. So 5 years from now, let's just say you're 60. Okay, 65, you're still a young woman. 5 years from now, your life can be completely different by what you sow now. I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna do a little, because it's on Sunday, right? On tonight, that you truly reap what you sow. And so the things that you are experiencing now are because of seeds previously sown. If you don't like what you're experiencing now, if you don't like the fruit that you're picking now, it's not enough fruit, it's not the kind of fruit you like, it doesn't taste the way you want, well, that means you can start to sow new seeds. You are here, you are inside the Live Academy to sow new seeds, okay? That is what I'm wanting for you. You have the opportunity every day to sow a new seed, to look after that seed, to take care of that seed. So when the time comes, you will be able to reap the fruit that you desire. So as long as you are here, you have the opportunity to sow again and sow again and sow again. Okay? Okay, see you in the Facebook group. Okay, bye.